Players want competition that matters, rankings they can climb, rewards they can earn. Event Leaderboards give them exactly that. They're time-boxed competitions with built-in progression and rewards, giving players of all skill levels a taste of glory and fortune. In this video, you'll learn exactly what Event Leaderboards are, how to build them using Hiro, and then see Event Leaderboards in action with one of our free-to-download sample projects. Event Leaderboards work similarly to your typical leaderboard, but with some additional features. They have a start and end date that can be configured to reset on a schedule. Players are grouped into cohorts with other players based on their tier and any custom matchmaking requirements. Players are automatically promoted or demoted to different tiers based on their ranking at the end of an event. And players are granted rewards at the end of the event based on the tier they achieved and their ranking. If your game has any kind of progression, you'll want events. And if you have events, you'll want leaderboards. Let's say you want to build event leaderboards from scratch. On the surface, it's just scores, matchmaking, and promotion, but the questions start piling up fast. How should you assign players to cohorts? How should you handle concurrent operations? Plus hundreds of other scenarios you won't anticipate until you encounter them. And that's just version 1. Adding event leaderboards to your game isn't just about asking how long does it take to build this, it's also how difficult is it to maintain, how risky is each change, and how stressful is it for your live ops team. I think it's safe to say that most developers would rather spend their time making the game itself. Hiro was created as an answer to these questions. Hiro is a plugin for Nakama that handles all of the metagame systems that studios need to run their live service games. We're talking things like economies and in-app purchases, teams with shared progression, achievements, inventories, event leaderboards, and more. With Hiro, you're saving yourself the time and hassle of developing and maintaining these features by using trusted, scalable, and battle-tested backend tools. To help showcase event leaderboards and many other Hiro and Nakama systems, we've been creating a bunch of sample projects that are available over on our GitHub and on our Unity Asset Store page. The links are down below. If you want to follow along with this project, go ahead and clone the repo or download it as a zip, and then head over to the Unity Hub. We've used Unity 6.2 to create these projects. And then head over to Projects and add an existing project from disk and select the one you want to use. In this case, it's the Unity Hiro Event Leaderboards project. So once you open the project for the first time, this is what you should see. We'll be inside of an empty scene. So we need to head over to Scenes and then Main, double click that, and you open up the Event Leaderboard scene. And then to test it, all we need to do is open up the account switcher tool that we've created. If you don't see this window here, then go up to Tools, Nakama, and click Account Switcher. And then we can hit play. As soon as we hit play, this will connect to a live Nakama instance running in Heroic Cloud. You'll see here we have a few event leaderboards already created and active, and we can select one of them, such as Puzzle and Monsters. I'll go ahead and maximize this so you can see it easier. We can then join this event leaderboard, and you'll see my player is now in the event leaderboard. We currently don't have any score submitted, but we can go ahead and select this Submit Score button, typing in some score numbers and hitting Submit. And then you'll see them appear inside of the event leaderboard. We can also see some additional information about this event leaderboard, such as the time remaining over here, 27 minutes, and also that I'm in the bronze cohort, tier 0. We can then select the I next to the title to see a lot more information about the event itself, such as the ID, the description, and all the other configuration settings here. The most important ones to note down here is the reset schedule, so every 2 hours, the max cohort size of 50, ascending, false, so in this case the higher scores are better, and then at the bottom the change zones. So this is when the reset schedule happens, based on where you are in the event leaderboard, it'll determine whether you go up or down in tiers. And if we want to preview what this is like with other players, we can close this window and minimize the view. And this account switcher tool we've created can select account 2, and you'll see over in the scene now, in the game view, we're no longer in the event leaderboard, and that's because we are now simulating that we are a second player. We can then go to that same event leaderboard and join it, and now we see ourselves and the other player. We can also go ahead and submit scores if we'd like to. It might also be useful to pretend that there's a bunch of other players here, so we can use the function for debug fill. Select the debug fill button, and we can type in a number. Let's just use the default of 50 and hit fill. And suddenly the event leaderboard now has a bunch of other debug players. Now you'll notice the debug players all have a score and subscore of 0, but we do have the debug scores button down here where you can customize what score ranges they should be assigned. Once you're happy with this, hit randomize, and now they'll all have their scores assigned. You'll also be able to see, if you scroll up and down, where the promotion and demotion zones are, so this is letting you know if the event was to end right now, these players would go up to the next tier, and the other players would go down. Now we don't see the demotion tier because we are currently in the lowest tier, so we cannot be demoted any further than this. Now we do have another couple of event leaderboards here with different configurations, so feel free to select those, look at their information and read through the details. But what might be more useful is to actually head over to GitHub itself where we have our project, or you can look in your file explorer. We've got this folder here, Nakama plus Hiro. This is where the server config is. This is the server deployment running in Heroic Cloud that you're connecting to. We can go into definitions dev1 and go to base event leaderboards. This is the JSON file that has configured all three of those event leaderboards. So if you're curious about how we set any of this up on the backend, feel free to look through here in the repo to learn how we did it. And the next thing we're going to do is have a look at some of the code so we can show how easy it is to work with Hiro. So let's stop running the project, head over back to the root folder into the scripts folder, and we're going to open up the Hiro Event Leaderboards coordinator. So here we are inside of the code. Now, this is the Hiro coordinator. This is the entry point of our application. And you'll see here at the top, we define some credentials. These are used to connect to the backend server. So by default in the code, we've defined the localhost credentials. But then in the editor, we are overriding here, as you can see, with an actual live deployment that we're hosting in Heroic Cloud. This is how you can open the project and hit play and have it immediately work. If you want to learn about how to get access to Hiro and how to run your own server locally, then check out the links below. We'll have a link over to our documentation. As for what we're actually doing inside of this script, if we were to scroll down, you'll see here we override a function called createSystemsAsync. Inside of here, we use those credentials to actually create our client and set up the authentication function for Nakama. And then just below that, this is where we register our Hiro systems. Now you'll see here we're registering the Event Leaderboard system, but as well as that, we're also registering the economy system. And that's because Event Leaderboards interact with players' wallets, their currency, and can also reward them. And then once we hit play in the editor and this runs, once everything's set up correctly, if we scroll down here, you'll see there's a function we override for systems initialize completed. And if that does happen successfully, we'll then raise an event called receive start success. This can then be used by our other scripts to know that Hiro is ready for you to set up your UI. A place where we listen for this event is over in the Event Leaderboards controller.cs. For this project, we've set up as much of our user interface code separately in these various other scripts so that we can focus in the controller all about Hiro itself. If we're to scroll down slightly here, you see inside of initialization, we have the start function, and this is where we will subscribe to the received start error and the receive start success events. Once Hiro is started successfully, you'll see down here, we cache the Hiro systems we're going to be using inside of this script for easier access. And then the first thing we do is to refresh the event leaderboards. And this will kick off the view, so the UI, refreshing the event leaderboards, but ultimately that will then come back into here to actually do the request to Hiro. So if I was to Control F and go down, you'll see here we have refresh event leaderboards. And all we really do when we need to load them is to clear the current list that we have stored. We then do the request to Hiro, which is the event leaderboard system.list event leaderboards async, and we're not filtering by any categories, so we don't need to pass that in, and we do want scores to come back with that. So you could just list them without scores, but we do want the scores. And if you want to have a look through at how we handle the other operations, they're simply listed below. We have the function here for selecting an event leaderboard. Opening up the other regions here, we also have the functions for submitting a score. You see how quick and simple this is to do. Same with claiming rewards, rolling the event leaderboard, and also the debug functions at the bottom for filling the event leaderboard with fake players and giving them random scores. Just keep in mind that these two functions are designed only for debugging and testing, so don't use these in production. And that's about it for the client-side code that interacts with Hiro. It's only a couple hundred lines and you get a fully functioning event leaderboard system. All the rest of the code is purely for user interface, which you can of course customize to display it in a way that you like. Event leaderboards add healthy competition to your game that keeps players coming back. With Hiro, you get battle-tested systems that handle the bulk of the implementation and support, so your team can focus on things they care about, like gameplay, events, and the player experience. Try the sample project yourself by downloading it from GitHub or the Unity Asset Store. We've included all the links below. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you around.